welcome to my channel Commerce Specialist, where you'll find content covering various academic qualifications and professional certifications, including life-changing business ideas and concepts. Ladies and gentlemen, again I would like to thank all my subscribers for their valuable comments, support, love and respect which they've given me, and that is what which keeps me going. So guys, today's topic is on handling CMA essay questions. I'll be discussing with you some time-tested tips which helps you to ace the CMA essay section. So before explaining the tips to handle essay questions, first we need to know the structure of CMA exam. So ladies and gentlemen, if you look at this, a CMA exam is a 4-hour online exam, as we know. First 3 hours you are supposed to do 100 MCQs, and which are around 4 marks each, so that makes 400 marks. First 3 hours, 100 MCQs, 400 marks. The 4th hour, you have to do 2 essay questions, and which are around 50 marks each, so that's 100 marks. Total CMA exam is for 500 marks, and you all know in order to pass CMA exam, you need around 72% marks, which comes to around 360. 360 out of 500. Now, another thing you need to know, when you are giving your CMA exam, you are in the first 3 hours doing the 100 MCQs. You must get 65 MCQs correct, minimum. There is a software, it's an exam simulation. When you give exam, it's an online exam. You go to the exam window, you're doing your MCQs for the first 3 hours. If out of 100, you don't do the minimum 65 MCQs right, the software will not take you to the essay section. And here the assumption is that if you're doing 65 MCQs right, you're scoring around 260 marks. The assumption is even if you get in the essay question 100 marks, so 100 from the essay question, 260 from MCQs, you are getting 360. But if you get less than 65 MCQs correct, even if you go to essay questions and if you get 100% marks there, still you're not getting 72%. So what I'm trying to tell you is essay questions are important, but MCQs are also equally important. You need to prepare well. Now let's hit the topic directly, how to handle essay questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some tips which have been tested by myself and most of my students who have qualified CMA exams. So let's talk about them. So guys, tip number 1. Do not read the full question first. Yes, you heard me right. The essay question is given like there are 2-3 paragraphs. There is a scenario. It's sort of a case study. Let me tell you, if there are 2 essay questions, each question, let's say question number 1, the first essay question will have parts A, B, C, D, E. Normally 5 to 6 parts it has, subparts. The mistake students do is they read 3-4 paragraphs, they spend time on that. Then they come, they read the parts. We have to calculate leverage. Again, they go back to the same question. They read all the paragraphs and then highlight data relevant to the leverage. You are wasting twice as much time, ladies and gentlemen. What I suggest is, you have a paragraph, 3-4 paragraph. Go to the requirement, the first requirement. What if they are only asking you for a definition of leverage? So you don't need to, find any numbers or, any other detail. Just give a definition of leverage. What if in part B, they're asking you to, for example, calculate EPS? For EPS, you need the number of shares, you need income and so many other details. So when you know that in part B, if you are asked to calculate EPS, then you read the topic, the paragraphs, and find the relevant information and highlight and use it in your calculation. So I hope you understand my point. Number 2, start your answer with a one-liner. What does this mean? Assuming it's about decision making, CVP analysis. So ladies and gentlemen, at least one line you should be writing in your answer showing that you know the topic, you know what this concept is. For example, break even. Break even is a point where total revenue and total cost is the same. No profit, no loss. At least one line so that the examiner knows, yes, you know the topic and what is following would make some sense. Number 3. If you are using an amount in your answer, a figure, a number, which is not given in the case study, which is not given in the question, you got to give supporting working for that. You cannot use 40,000 in your answer and that's nowhere there in the question. So if you're getting 40,000, for example, making it very simple, it's annual depreciation. In the question you're given cost of the machine, you're given useful life, you're getting the residual value, but annual depreciation is not given, so you got to show how you got it. Worst come worst scenario, if you don't have the time to do the calculation, you can say using the data in the question, I worked out annual depreciation to be 20,000. Still that makes sense. Rather than using an amount and the examiner is thinking, where this person got this amount from? So don't make the examiner think, make it very clear for them. Then, relevant to this point is number 4, assumptions. Guys, let me tell you, you're giving a CMA exam, Certified Management Accountants. You're not giving an algebra or mathematics exam where one question, if you do 10 different ways, you'll still get the same answer. No. In CMA exam, one question 10 people can do and they all can get different answer and all the answers can be correct depending what assumptions you have taken. So if you have taken any assumption, don't let for the examiner to assume what you have assumed, because assumption is the mother of all mess ups. If you have taken an assumption, write it in your answer. I assume this scenario, that's why I am taking this amount. So the examiner will understand that yes, your thinking is logical. You're giving your assumptions. Based on certain assumptions, you are arriving at a particular answer. Not just by luck. Okay? Next is the planning. As I mentioned earlier, there are 2 essay questions. You got 1 hour to do them, which means each essay question you have 30 minutes. And that 30 minutes, if you further break down into, let's say, 5 parts, approximately 6 minutes you have. What I do normally, and I recommend all my students is, if you have for each part 6 minutes, spend just 4.5 minutes to be prudent. 4.5 minutes answering A, then B, C, D, E. Because what happens while you are writing, while you are answering these subparts, you are able to recall more information, relevant information. So you should have some time left to come back and improve your answer. I hope that makes sense to you. After that, what happens after 30 minutes? A big no. If you are on the first essay out of the 2, the first one, 30 minutes is over and you are not done, please go on to the next one. Because there is a possibility, 2 possibilities are there. The next essay could be way too difficult or way too easy. Either ways, you need more time. If you spend a lot of time here, not completing the first essay, still, you're spending a lot of time here, you're not doing it the way it is to be done, you're missing valuable time in which you could have done the second essay properly. So my advice is, you divide your time properly, 30 minutes for first essay, 30 minutes for second essay. Once you're done with the 30 minutes first essay, move on to the second one. Follow the same steps. You will have around approximate 6 minutes, being prudent around 4.5 minutes to do one part. Do them. And still, if you're able to recall more information, you can always improve your answers. You have the time. Next. Now this is something very interesting. And this is where most of the intelligent, hard-working students who know the syllabus inside out, they mess up. What if you know everything about the topic? You're lucky. You were very good about a particular topic and you got an essay question on that. Please do not be overwhelmed and very excited with that. Write what you're supposed to write. You know this much, but the requirement is they're asking you this much. Do not write things which you are not supposed to write, which is not required. What happens? You're just wasting your time. So even if you know too much about it, first follow this, complete all the parts, both the essays. Still, if you think you have a lot of time and more to write, you can always add. It's a computer-based exam. You're not writing that you have to erase. You can always add lines. You can always add paragraphs. I hope you understand this much. Another thing you need to remember when it comes to time management, always remember something is better than nothing. Do not leave any part unanswered. Don't leave it blank. At least rather than writing one paragraph and some calculation, write 2 lines and some calculations. If you're leaving it blank, it leaves a very bad impression on the examiner, making him understand that you don't know it, you don't know the learning outcomes, you don't know the topic, you don't know the syllabus. Please don't do that. Finally, speed. It's not the movie. I'm talking about your typing speed. Let me tell you, when I did my high school, after that, I formally took typing classes. Those days, I'm an old school. Those days, it was very important. Typing speed was taken as an advantage if you go for a job. Same is in CMA exam. If you're typing like this, A, B, C, D, let me tell you, we will never be able to finish the essay section on time. So, if your typing speed is not good, please improve it. My suggestion to you is, write "The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog" as quickly as you can. Learn the typing technique. There's a lot on YouTube. So, before you sit in the CMA exam, ideally, your typing speed should be around 40 words per minute, not less than that. Worst come to worst scenario, minimum 30 minutes to ace the CMA exam, because it's not only the knowledge you know, it's not only what you know, it's what you can type and input in the computer in the stipulated time. So that's all, ladies and gentlemen. I wish you all the luck for your CMA exam. If you like this video, please leave a comment. If you have any queries, write it in the comment section. I will respond to that. If you like this video, please share it with your friends and family members so that others can also benefit. Thank you so very much for your precious time.